Everyone's talking about AI agents like they're the next big thing, but here's what nobody's telling you. Most of them completely fall apart in the real world. And I'm not talking about sci-fi fears or robots going rogue. I'm talking about the boring, practical reasons why AI agents fail at actual work right now. Look, the hype is real. We've all seen the demos. An AI agent sits down, breaks down a complex task, makes decisions, takes actions, and boom, problem solved. It looks incredible. But the moment you try to use one for something that actually matters, something that has real consequences or real complexity, things get weird fast. So what's actually going wrong? The first big one is something I call the hallucination cascade. Here's how it works. An AI agent is trying to complete a task, right? It needs information. It can't find it directly, so it makes an educated guess. That guess feeds into the next decision. That decision feeds into the next one. By step 5 or 6, you've built a tower of assumptions on top of assumptions, and the whole thing is confident, coherent, and completely wrong. The agent doesn't know it's wrong because it's not designed to know. It's designed to keep moving forward, to seem competent, to finish the task. And it does all of that beautifully while being entirely unreliable. The second problem is what I call decision brittleness. AI agents are trained on patterns. They're really good at recognizing patterns. But the real world doesn't care about patterns. The real world throws edge cases at you. One tiny thing changes, and suddenly the agent's entire decision tree breaks. I'm talking about a single variable being slightly outside the training range, or a scenario that's just different enough from what the model has seen before. And the agent doesn't gracefully degrade. It doesn't say, hey, I'm not sure about this one. It confidently does the wrong thing. That's the dangerous part. Uncertainty would actually be useful. Confidence in the wrong answer is a disaster. Here's the third one, and this is the one that kills most real-world deployments, the context window problem. An AI agent needs to understand what it's doing, why it's doing it, and what the constraints are. All of that is context. But context is expensive. The longer the context, the slower the agent runs, and the more it costs. So in practice, agents are working with incomplete information. They're forgetting details that matter. They're making decisions without understanding the full picture. It's like asking someone to solve a puzzle while you only let them see half the pieces at a time, and then you keep changing which half they can see. Of course they're going to fail. The fourth problem is something we don't talk about enough: goal misalignment. You tell an AI agent to do something. You think you've specified it clearly. But language is weird and full of implicit assumptions. What you meant and what the agent optimizes for are often two different things. You ask an agent to write an email that's persuasive. It writes something that sounds like a scam because it optimized for persuasiveness without understanding tone or trust or the relationship between the people involved. You ask it to find the cheapest solution. It finds the cheapest solution that technically works but has hidden costs you didn't think about. The agent isn't being malicious. It's just operating on the exact specification you gave it, not the one you meant. And then there's the human problem. Here's something nobody wants to admit. AI agents fail partly because we're using them wrong. We deploy them, we don't monitor them closely enough, we don't have good feedback loops, and we don't update them when they start failing. It's like buying a car and never changing the oil and then being surprised when the engine dies. Except with AI agents, the oil change means constant retraining, constant monitoring, constant adjustment. Most organizations aren't set up for that. They want to build an agent, ship it, and forget about it. That's not how this works yet. So here's what actually matters. The real story about AI agents isn't that they're going to replace humans or that they're useless. The real story is that they're incredibly useful in specific, narrow domains where the stakes are low, the context is stable, and you can afford to monitor them closely. They're amazing at things like data processing, pattern recognition within known parameters, and routine decision-making where there's a clear right answer. But they fail catastrophically when you ask them to do something novel, something with high stakes, something that requires real judgment or deep understanding of context. The companies getting value from AI agents right now aren't the ones building flashy autonomous systems. They're the ones using agents as tools, as assistants to humans, not replacements for them. They're using agents to do the boring parts faster so humans can focus on the parts that actually require thinking. That's the winning formula. Agent plus human, not agent instead of human. So if you're looking at AI agents and wondering whether to use them, here's my advice. Be honest about what you're asking them to do. If it's something where being wrong is actually expensive, where context matters, where judgment matters, then you need to treat the agent as a tool that needs babysitting, not as a solution. And if it's something routine and low stakes, then yeah, agents are going to save you a ton of time and effort. But know which one you're doing, because that's where most people go wrong. The future of AI agents isn't about making them more autonomous. It's about making them more reliable within the domains where they actually work. That's the unglamorous truth, and that's what I actually think is worth paying attention to. If you want to keep up with AI without the hype, without the overselling, just the actual practical stuff that matters, subscribe. I break down one of these every few days, and honestly, this is the kind of reality check that most AI coverage just doesn't give you.